Hey everybody!
I'm Adam.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will, and we are
Working Title!
Hey, Levi!
Now I get why all the comments were just Kenny.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
I love, too, the way he just turns, he's like, get it! Like, so excited.
So much happening, man.
We're back! Attack on Titan, Season 3, Episode 3.
It's called Old Story. Episode 40. Episode 40.
Last on, Sir Kenny, the gun toter, showed up from Levi's past with a whole army of gun-wielding people.
Kenny the Ripper.
Kenny the Ripper. We learned that Historia isn't in fact the bastard of a side royal family, but in fact the royal family.
Yeah, the future queen, apparently.
Yeah.
And guess what? You guessed it. Aaron got captured.
Again. But guys, if you like this content, make sure you drop a like on these videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment about what you thought when you first watched this episode, and hit the notification bell to let you know that these videos have dropped.
Guys, this is not a market substitute. Make sure you go on Funimation or whatever anime streaming service you prefer. Watch it there first, then come back here and watch Working Title's reaction, okay? We're gonna punch you. Bow!
And now, a very special announcement.
Guys, if you haven't heard, we have a Patreon!
Oh!
If you want to watch Attack on Titan 1 week early, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, love the community. It's lit, baby.
Whoa.
And it's uncut, too.
Good.
You really think that's Lamont?
I do. I genuinely do.
I was gonna try to bring that up at the beginning before we
Yeah.
do this, too. Sam has a theory.
I mean, I feel like there's more evidence behind that than like half of our theories in this show so far.
True.
I also have to say, this is like such a nice breath of fresh air for an intro compared to like all the
放たれた弓矢よ壁を越え海まで飛んでいる
私はボールローゼ北部の小さな牧場で生まれました。
So she's finally telling
貴
people.
族家レイス系の
Did you see Sasha?
Yeah, she was like,
私は物心ついた時から牧場の手伝いをしていました。
So maybe she didn't know at all.
no, she did eventually, because she knew her name is
家
Historia.
の仕事をしている姿は夜になると誰かが馬車で迎えに来て派手に着飾った
Was she, a lady of the night?
私にとって
That's a genuine question.
No, I don't know.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
I gotta blow my nose.
しかし字の読み書きを覚え私は自分が孤独であることを知りました。どの本でも親が子供に関心を示し
Oh, that's
話し
sad.
かけ
She's
た
like
大体
drawn
叱ったり
like
するものとして書かれていたのです。
Yeah.
私にはそのどれも経験のないことでした。
Oh, did her mom, like, not
ある
care
日
about
私
her?
は好奇心から母に抱きついてみることにしました。母がどんな顔をするか興味があったのです。
Oh. Oh my gosh.
結果は突き飛ばされただけでしたが母が私に何かをしたことを
Oh, no, I hate it.
私にはそれが嬉しかった。こいつを殺す勇気が
Dude,
私にあれば
what the heck?
それが
I mean, maybe she resents her because she has to live out in the middle of nowhere because of the kid.
そして5年前のあの日ボールマリアが陥落して数日経った夜私は初めて父と話し
First time. Wow.
はじめまして、ヒストリア。
Oh, when the wall fell?
君の父
Yeah.
親
This
Yeah.
happened?
He showed up that
そ
around
の
that
男性
time.
はこの土地を治める領主の名前を名乗り
ヒストリア、これから私と暮らすぞ。
Wow. Okay.
困りますな、レイス卿。このようなものはご容赦いただきたい。
Oh, it's Kenny.
マリアが殴られたことで不安に襲われましたか？
違う。私はこの子の母親ではありません。私と何の関係もありません。
Oh God, I hate that.
この二人は私と何の関係もない。やはりそうでしたか。
何を。
お前は存在し、屋敷に勤めていたこともない。誰もお前のことなど知らない。
Oh, the shot, erasing history.
お前さえ産まなければ。
How did she forget this? Or did she just not
No,
really
she
tell
she
anyone?
never told anyone.
Yeah.
She didn't forget. She knew.
それが母の最後の言葉でした。
If only I never had you. No, don't do it to the kids. Stop.
待て。
私も殺されそうになる直前で父はある提案をしました。ここよりずっと遠くの地ですつましく生きるのであれば見逃してやってはどうかと。
君の名はクリスターレンズだ。
Just thought of that right on the spot.
What?
今までのことを許
It
し
makes me feel like he's more a hostage than like he's pulling the strings.
Yeah, man.
父さん。
いつだってお前のことを思っていた。こうやって抱きしめることをずっと夢見ていたんだ。お前こそ王家の血を引く者だからだ。そうだよ、ヒスト
Royal
リア。
blood runs through her.
私たちレイスケこそが本当の王家なんだ。そしてお前こそが人類を救うことのできる唯一
Save all of humanity.
What if her and him are like titans? If they're the blood, like what if they're the blood that gets passed around or something?
Maybe.
Oh, it's the guy who was tortured.
まさかこいつらに喋っちゃいねえよな。
He told
俺
him.
がお前の声はもう聞きたくない。
Oh no.
よく俺を裏切ってくれたな。信じていたのに。
サリス、彼は何も話していないっていうか何の質問もしてないんだ。
Yeah. You got
ナ
played,
イフは
mate.
ナイフで脅され、私の作った作文を声に出して読んだ。それだけだ。
Interesting language.
It kind of looks like the one they use on Hunter x Hunter also, a little bit. I could be completely wrong, but
裏切った。
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So do us a favor and, you know.
本当に惨めだよ。お母さんの相手はねえで。やめろ。あのせいに生きがいでもねえだ。
Shitting in a tiny cell.
じゃあな。
See ya.
こういう役には多分順番がある。役を終えても誰かがすぐに代わりを演じ始める。
This is very,
どう
It's almost exactly what Reiner said, but for the other team. If it wasn't us, it would be somebody.
頑張れよ、
yeah.
ハンジ。
A never-ending war. Between who?
Yeah, bad guy 1 and bad guy 2. The
I
rest of
know.
us are just left in the middle.
I need names to these people.
Royal family versus homeland. That's what we'll call it.
That's good.
エレンが食われる。
ああ。エレンの会話の内容は
Mika says like, what?
私を恨んでいるか。
当然巨人は人を食べても人には戻らない。しかしライナーたちの仲間ならそれは巨人化の能力を有した人間だ。つまりは巨人がその能力を持つ人間を食べ人間に戻り、さらに相手の能力を手に入れるんだ。他の巨人に移そうとしたんじゃないか。だとすればエレンは器であって
Yeah.
交換
Okay.
可
So
能な
yeah,
存在
exactly.
だ。
Okay.
It's not so hard
もし王
to.
政が巨人を持っていればエレンはそいつに食われるだろう。
落ち着け。お前が取り乱したところで奴らがエレンを返してくれるわけじゃ
Yeah.
ない。
Do you think?
とにかく
Does Levi not know his last
の
name?
領地を目指す。
No,
すぐに
Kenny
出発の
called
準
him
備を
that.
しろ。
Yeah.
So he doesn't know his last name.
No, he does. Kenny called him by his last name.
私はエルギンにレース
わしなりの考えも持ってきた。その上で聞くが、
Is it time for the coup?
はい。我々はウォールマリア奪還のため、
Oh my god. I like it.
Yeah.
Schemes.
They have to start the biggest task just to close the freaking wall.
いつかその日が来ると思ってた
Pix is like, where's my jerky?
Oh, damn it, I was gonna say
人
that.
をとどめ続けることに限界を迎える日がそしてその時が来ればわしも王に銃口を向けねばなるまいとそれが叶うのに最も重要な根拠がまだ
Yeah, where do you even start
もしそ
when
の
it's
根拠が違っていれば
overthrowing the whole group?
首をくくることになるでしょう
Damn.
なんじゃ要はまた全て賭け事なのかどうも私は爆中地のようです
No shit.
Yeah, we couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That's all you do. You have a major problem with gambling.
私の父は教員でした
Come on.
Okay.
Can we go back at some point to read that?
Yeah, I read the first
Something
one.
about a
Intelligent.
Titan becoming a pure Titan.
失礼しますエルヴィン
Hello.
やはりそうだったか
I'm surprised she's even allowed to be
どうや
here.
ら私の時は当たりだったようです試練捕らえた中央憲兵が自白しました現在の王家は本物ではありません
Oh!
レイス家が本当の王家です現在リヴァイたちがエレンとヒストリアに
They're going to get him.
2人を奪還しヒストリアレースを女王に
Throned
真
as queen.
Oh,
に王家の
man.
血を継ぐ者としてかりそめの王から冠を譲らせるわけか死んだ女王が
Oh, dude. So if what you're saying's right, though, Will.
王政の打倒
If what you're saying's right, and the guy is being held hostage, Lord
これまで
Rice,
の体制は嘘であるという
then maybe the guy, the Dracula guy, is like the one they want on the throne for the time
いいじゃ
being.
ろうお主の計画に乗ろうエルヴィンもちろんです試練
Shoot, man. This is like really intense for episode 3.
レイス家の調査は
できる限りを調べておいたその中
Oh, the same exact
興
book.
味深い事件
Very similar.
Oh.
事件
中央憲兵が団長に出頭を命じてます組織殺人の容疑だと騒いでますそれも街のど真ん中で
When?
お前は自分の判断に従って
Oh my gosh, is he gonna sacrifice himself for this?
次の調査兵団団長は
What?
Oh no, no.
お前
I mean, I'm happy Hanji gets that opportunity, but Irvin's really gonna do this?
What do you mean, get himself in harm's way?
They're going to hang him for murdering
What?
somebody. That's what they just said. So
He doesn't even have the chance to, like, fight it?
he's not gonna fight it. He said he wants to be the face of the scouts.
Oh, it's, yeah, these guys.
リモ・リーブス氏だ
ではここに同胞への重大な違反を認め
All scouts?
拘束する
Oh, the son. The son's still alive. Use him as a witness. No, everyone's fine if that guy speaks up.
残りはリヴァイたちだけですが
言ったろ奴は追ってくる
That's crazy, man. This guy's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
You know what Kenny was famous for, right? They said it.
Killing 100 military.
He slit the throats of 100 MPs.
Yeah.
囚人に近づくな悪党め
あらゆる手を尽くして行く当てのない人々を支援し復興を目指した
Yeah.
だが
He kind of had a 180 turn by the end.
告げたこの無念私が必ず
Nice. Let's go,
Fucking love
Irvin.
Ervin.
Commander Smith.
I like his jacket.
Yeah, it's
I haven't really seen him
私
wear
の
that.
父は教員でしたその日は歴史を学びました人類は巨人から身を守るため壁の中に逃げ込み100年の平和を実現させたその際それまでの歴史を記すようなものは何一つ残すことができなかったしかし私はあることを疑問に思い父に質問
Look how
し
cute he is.
Yeah, he's a cute little
父
kid.
は私の質問にはまともに答えずそのまま授業を終了しました
What question
し
was
かし
it?
家に帰った後で父は私の質問
About
に答え
knowing humanity's prior
王
history.
政の配布する歴史書には数多くの謎と矛盾が存在
Yeah, see?
その
Oh,
後に父は
man.
私は
Or
子供ながらに突拍子もないと感じました
so this is probably what drove him to be
なぜ
such
父がこ
a
の話を教室で話さ
deducer.
なかったのかを察せられるほど
Yeah, he wasn't smart enough to know why he didn't tell everybody. Oh, he ran his mouth, and that's how
私
his
が
father
子
got
供のうちに
killed.
父の話をしてその詳細を憲兵に尋ねられた日父は家には帰ってこず遠く離れた町で事故に遭って死にました私の密告により父は王政に殺されたのです人類は
107
王によって統治しやすいように記憶を改ざんされたそれが父の仮説です
Okay, cool. So, yeah.
そんなことで
Exactly what we
限
said.
りはしかし彼らについて分かったことは一つ
Wow.
彼らが守りたいのは人類
Look how modern that
Gardens,
looks.
彼ら
houses,
の
yep.
付きの家と
Fuck
一緒
'em.
だけ
Pieces of shit.
自分たちの権利が脅かされるのならばその相手が誰だろうと排除する
Wow.
やはり父の死正当性は微塵もなかっ
Yeah,
た
this is a committed dude. He just dedicated his whole life for this.
愚かな娘によって殺され
Oh
たんです
man.
そ
That's
していつの間に
crazy.
か
Oh
父の
no.
仮説は私の中で真実と私の人生の使命は父の仮説を証明することとなったのです
Let's go!
Fucking boss!
Let's go.
捜査兵団が民間人を殺した
Read all about it!
未だ逃亡中だ買い出し行ってきました
町で憲兵がこんなものを
Gene with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
これが事実
That is such a bad picture.
Is that Levi? It's starting to feel very
通行
cowboyish.
証がないと通り抜けは不可能です
Guns,
兵長どうした
capes,
早くしないと
wanted
ね
letters.
落ち着け
兵長足音ですこっちに向かってきます
Dang.
I gotta pee before we get started.
So who the heck was that?
That's her mom.
She's smiling there.
And that person had brown hair, not blonde.
She barely had blonde hair in the episode that we
It was
were
kind of
watching.
like a dirty blonde.
命を捨て
Come on, Adam.
Also, before we get into this, so it was like the 4th episode of season 1 of doing these reactions. One of these guys was like, dude, the government must be like corrupt or something. What the fuck?
I think we both said that.
You did!
Well, because here's the thing. And
It's the episode when Armin shows Aaron his book.
That's the
And-
first episode.
Right. And Aaron's like, hey, I'm not supposed to see this.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It's
Well,
so
that's,
weird. I was
that's
just,
what tipped it off for me.
well, you brought it up, I think, in the 4th episode because we never like actually like said it, and then you said because we brought up something about like what exists outside this world, and you were like, well, remember like.
Everything
Armin had a
outside-
book, and
outside
like
the
it's kind
wall.
of taboo-ish.
Yeah.
They don't really talk about it, and that's when we started our whole
Yeah.
like, well, that would make sense. They're keeping them inside or whatever for X, Y, and Z reasons.
So a lot of you working titans were like, wow, these guys have predicted a shitload. You have no idea. It's insane.
but like, I
They've
feel like
called so much stuff.
I feel like it comes like if it wasn't even episode 4 though, I was just talking to Will about this. Like I would have started to question it with the reveal of like Mikasa in fact being what they said, an Oriental or someone from Asia. Because like as soon as you place it on Earth, the question started to become like, well, how do we get to this point? Assuming this is like a thing that happens in the future, you know? Because it's like there's these huge walls. We don't have those walls. They're supposedly 130 kilometers, which is freaking huge. So I don't know how big the Great Wall of China is, but like it takes years and like
2,000 years to make that,
generations
yeah.
to make those things. Where are the Titans coming from if this is like a place that has Asia and Africa and the Americas and Europe, whatever?
And you kept saying, because I would bring up, well, it's like a quarter of the population is left, and you're like, but 100 years they built 3 fucking walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't build. Well, I mean, and they even like kind of once we learned that the Titan was in the
And also, there's no creases in the wall.
yeah, well, and them saying that the Titans are in the wall, and then them talking about Aaron possibly having like a hardening ability. That's the one thing that was kind of confusing about like season 2, the beginning, where I was just like, like, why do we just assume that Eren can do this? Like, every Titan has a weird ability. Like, why do we just assume that Eren can do that? You know what I mean? But, anyways, you know, it's crazy. Like, this show actually answers, like, every question. Not, like, I mean, we still have a shit ton of questions not answered. But they do go through and answer every question. Like, how are the walls made? Well, they're Titans. So clearly the Titans just made they literally are the wall.
Yeah.
You know, and then even the stuff of, like, the military being corrupt. And it's crazy that, like, Irvin spent his whole life, like, devoted to proving his dad's theory and making it, like, not meaningless and making his death... I mean, his death wasn't justified. He found out at the end. But, like, making his death worth something, which worked out well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy, too, like, just, like, seeing the memorial I feel like the memorial site, like, the graveyard, felt the most modern so far, because it looks just like anyone that you can go to in, like, a 20-minute radius. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy. And the fact that there's only 100 years of history, or now 107 years of history, it's like, if there's only 100 years, of course you're going to have people trying to figure out what's happening in this area. Like people, like, we try to figure out things that existed more than 6,000 years ago, and you're telling me there's no one here that, like, at least questions that they've only been here for 100 years? Like, what happened prior? Mm-hmm. No one is curious about, like, what exists outside.
Those people get shushed.
And
well, that's the thing. They get shut down and put down in the ground, literally.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that sucks, too, just for, like, a kid to have to hold over. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, Irvin wasn't clear that he understood that from a young age, that he was the one that killed his father. But, like, whenever for a kid to, like, realize, like, it's your fault that your father died. You know what I mean? Because he even said, he was like, I wasn't smart enough to understand why my dad didn't answer the question in front of the class. And then he goes and tells the other kids.
I went and told all my friends.
And now his dad's gone forever.
And then I was questioned.
And they might not be the only ones, like, that we know. Like, we don't know where Armin's dad and mom are. So they might have been, like, one of the people that got killed trying to learn the truth, you know?
Especially since Armin he's clearly smart. So his family might be the same way, and also, like, if he's inquisitive, maybe because he had a book that showed stuff beyond.
Yeah, I thought they were
It was the grandparents.
Okay.
His
grandfather.
His mom and dad were planning a trip to escape the wall in season 1. At least he said that. I don't know if his parents were alive then, but he said at some point, like, his mom and dad, they have plans of, like, we're gonna go escape the wall at some point, but it didn't happen because Barricades kicked the wall. I don't know if what he was talking about was a thing that was going to happen or, like, happened prior, but I don't think I think his parents might have been put down, just like Erwin's. The only unfortunate thing is, because of the theory that I had about Erwin's dad being the Monkey Titan, I didn't get to feel the weight of, like, the fact that, because I already assumed that he's not dead. Like, I'm just already rationalizing in my head that the dad never died. We just don't know what happened.
Remember, we did see those weird flashbacks of the guy who's being tortured. We tortured and killed a teacher, and you see him hung up and being tortured.
Yeah, I know that.
And then 2 idiot people who were trying to float away, and then there was a third one. I forget what it was.
Which it was the Reese family murdering the
the prostitute. Yeah.
I
mean, she might not be. She might just be, like,
just a woman.
That he was in love with.
I'm sure he used the word whore. A whore. We killed a whore who did something.
Well, I mean, people are dicks, so they just call women whores for just existing.
As you saw, it also seemed like he tried to act like the daughter, and the woman meant nothing to him. So like, who knows what terminology is proper for whatever scenario. It's like so hard to take things at face value because people can have double meanings for how they feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess
clearly he did have feelings for Historia. He just saved her life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we could...
That's a whole...
I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where I was like, I kind of want to cry and, like, punch a wall. Like, that's so... I don't care what happens in life, like, this is, like, a real-life Will moment here, but, like, kids are not... You should never put, like, your life's failings, like, on your kids. Like, it's not your kid's fault that you have a horrible life. Like, it's your own decisions. Like, you can't... Like, a kid gets brought into this world and she's like, I wish I never had you. I'm like, Well, it wasn't her choice. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't blame the little girl who literally doesn't understand why things are the way they are and, like,
Yeah.
why you hate the kid. Like, I get it. People can't always find, like, the love to care about a child, and maybe not everybody should have kids.
Yeah.
But, and whether it was her choice or not, or if it was a
Yeah.
mistake, but still, that, like, never sits right with me. Like, honestly, when her mom, like, throat got slit, I was like, I'm kind of happy.
Yeah.
Like, you were a piece of shit. So,
Yeah, it's a tricky situation too. Like it's hard to know, was there any love, or was it like, is she a victim of rape? Like,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
hard to know.
but I just don't think, you should never put, like, that animosity towards the kid.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Sure.
not the kid's fault. Like, you could put it towards Rod Reese, you could put it towards the world, you could put it towards the people, but, like, that kid's your kid. Like,
Yeah.
they have your blood. You should treat them well. They didn't choose to be brought into this world. You know what I mean?
That hurt me. The scene where she just like grabbed the face and chucked
Yeah.
the child.
I was like, dude.
Like, the episode overall was like, I was pretty calm, but like that first half, like that really like
was tough.
It hurt me. I don't like
Yeah.
seeing that, especially because Historia is so like sweet and
Yep.
like cute, and she's already a cute individual. She's already like very sweet and innocent. How she comes off, I know, even if it's a facade, but to go back and know that she was probably always like that, maybe as a little child, and then just have not a good parenting situation. The father figure's not there. The only one who is there is somebody who's reluctant to even be there. So it's like, I don't like it. It's crazy. It's like, what? I really don't understand that situation in general, though. What was the purpose of the mother and Historia being in the picture in general? If like they needed to kill, like, what was the purpose of that family tree becoming a family tree if it's like something they didn't want to have part of the situation? Like, why? No, that's it. I don't know. Like, what led to that?
What led to them becoming a family?
Yeah, because like it doesn't seem like it's really like a close dynamic. It seems very dysfunctional.
Well,
So what led to that to begin with? That it's already a taboo thing. It's like you have to go kill them.
all right, I'm going to make a couple leaps in logic, but
Fair
just
enough.
follow me. Okay, so Rod told Historia, like, you have royal blood, you really are the queen, and, like, she's, like, having a first real experience with her father. So she was like, really? Like, I'm a prince, all that stuff?
Yeah.
And he said, like, you're... Not exactly, but he said, like, you're the key to saving humanity.
He did.
And, like, maybe what's happening here is, like, they keep saying it's something about her blood, too.
Yeah.
Like, you have royal blood, so something about her is important. Like, maybe not everybody can eat because, like, you think of season 2 outro, and it's, like, all these blonde kids in front of the Dracula-looking dude.
Yeah.
And they're eating a person. Maybe, like, that's almost like... I feel like I said it at one point, but maybe it's more prophetic than, like, what happened, in the sense of, like, maybe Aaron is supposed to be eaten, and Krista's supposed to have the ability, and they're supposed to be using Krista to, like, defend the wall society from, like, homeland people.
She is the goddess Titan.
Yeah.
She might be.
But, like...
At this point, she might really be, or I don't know.
But I mean, like, that's the thing. What else, like... Because Levi or Hanji said they might have a Titan in the walls, like in the capital, that they could feed Aaron to, that they would then have the ability that Aaron has. You know what I mean? Because the plan is to eat Aaron. So what if it's not necessarily that? What if it's more so like Krista eating Aaron? Like maybe like whoever like is really in charge of the government, or who like maybe their whole goal was to unite the coordinate and like this royal bloodline. Like maybe that's the goal, and that's why they've kept like maybe Rodriguez, like, he's just the Lord of the Land, but they've been shitting on his whole family for generations at this point.
That's what I was
and
gonna
he
say.
just was like, they were just like, fine, like, bring a random woman. Okay, you two are sleeping together and having a kid because they need to keep the bloodline going.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Here's something, and this is why I wanted to take notes, because I forgot about it last week. I don't remember the exact terminology, but they brought up two terms. One, I think, was referring to Aaron, and then they called it, the second term was vessel, and I'm pretty sure it was referring to Historia.
Yeah.
Meaning, something like we need the key and the vessel, something like that. I don't know what the first term was. Maybe the carrier, like
wasn't the coordinate?
It could have been the coordinate and the vessel, but I'm 100% confident they're talking about Aaron and Historia, because like they're the only two people that are really important this season.
Yeah.
So it's like, if her blood is special, maybe it's like you create a hybrid. You give the coordinate ability to somebody who already has special blood, and then it's like a stacked up ability. Like you just have this super person. I don't know. I don't know, because like whenever they talk about blood, obviously blood has to do with the Titan stuff in this show. Like every person has to initiate a blood, not a blood sacrifice, but like they have to create blood and then be in a mental state to create it, right?
Yeah.
Like Ryan or Bear told Ymir and Eren, they all have to have something, or Annie, they all have to slice themselves, release blood, and then electricity like tunnels from the sky and like melds this thing. Dang, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the only reason that this family exists, is that they're forcing this bloodline to keep going until they, like, maybe the whole goal of, like, whatever these two factions are, Homeland versus whatever I made up the name, like fake royal family.
Royal family.
Like, maybe the whole goal is who's going to find the coordinate first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that could be it. Now, granted, I still don't really understand what is the royal family significance in it, but they're clearly just keeping their bloodline alive.
I'm wondering why, like they're saying Historia is like the true heir. Why isn't like Rod Reese on the throne? Why is he way out there on a farm?
Well, yeah. Also, like, why does he feel like he's being not in charge of the decision making process?
And he also has Kenny working for him.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Kenny seemed more in charge than Rod in that movie.
In that flashback.
One of the five guys was like Kenny. Rod Reese had Kenny capture Historia and what's her face, and Eren.
Wait, you gotta say that again.
The five guys who were with the king.
Yes.
They were reading a letter that said Rod Reese has confirmed that Kenny the Ripper has captured Historia and Eren.
Yeah, but he might still be being forced to do. Like, they could just be like, we'll just force you to have sex. Like, have sex with another woman or we kill Historia. Like, maybe he just fell in love with the kid. And it's like, listen, your option is to find this kid because we need it now. You know what I mean? Because everything started happening when Eren popped up.
Yeah.
Like, everything started, like, hyper moving. A, when the first wall fell, but B, more so when the newest Titan ability like, you know what I mean? So it's like, maybe the fact of like, listen, we know exactly where Historia is. We will kill her right now unless you get this kid. And, you know, so it's just like, because in that flashback, Kenny was definitely calling the shots versus
100%. It very much so felt like he was hired by that council on the throne right now.
Yeah.
Like, it feels more like there's a Tywin in charge because the Joffrey's like not in the position of holding authority. He has the blood, which keeps him. Well, Joffrey didn't have the blood. Spoiler alert, whatever. But like Rod Reese is only here as pretty much a tool for a powerhouse of people who are trying to. Because like I was saying, like he doesn't look like physically like a king, like somebody who'd go into war. He looks very like plump and happy, very easy to control. You know, I mean, Robert Baratheon. Robert Baratheon's warrior. Like this guy doesn't look like he's in a position of really like. I don't think he has a following. He's hidden off on some random property.
And that's the thing. Like the only reason that makes sense to keep a royal family that is actually the royal family around is perception or
what. Weaponizing or something,
or you like weaponizing and using the blood. Because if that family was irrelevant and it didn't matter, even if they're the real royal family, you would have just killed them. There would have been no use. But they need them for some reason.
And that's the thing too. I don't understand. Like, let's say Eren gets eaten, right? Who are the ones that are eating Eren's body? If it's more than one person, if it's one person, who is it? Who are they choosing?
Yeah.
If Historia is the one consuming Eren, then what becomes of that? I'm so lost. I don't even know where to like theorize. And does it even have to do with Eren being a Titan in general? Like I'm so convinced like his Titan has nothing to do with this. I think that's something his dad gave him.
Ability.
Like I think the dad gave him the coordinate ability, and it also happened to coincide with the like I think the dad was a Titan, like whatever.
A transformer. I don't know.
Like
what you fucking call him.
Like I think.
Oh, you wanted to go back to that one pause screen?
Yeah, we can check that out. I think Grisha was a an operator Titan. He had that ability. He also had something that gives the coordinate. And Eren becoming a Titan was only as a result of Eren eating somebody who was like Ymir eating Marcel. So he got the ability because his dad had that, but the dad also happened to maybe do something to himself that gives him the coordinate ability. Like, I don't know where the coordinate ability comes from. I really don't know how that's even a thing that gets transferred, like, it's stuff that's, like, not realistic. So it's like, I just give you, like, my son has the ability to now have armored plating because I was the armored Titan. Like,
that's the thing that's, they're, I mean, maybe we missed something, but they just kind of made the leap in logic to assume that you eat them, you have the ability to change from human to Titan, Titan to human, but you also get whatever power they have. Like, Sahanji was specific in saying that, but I was like, how do we... Because Ymir doesn't have anything special other than she's, like, lanky.
Yeah.
And she was already like that prior to... Unless it's, like, the teeth thing. Like, remember how her teeth are different?
Oh, yeah,
remember in the flashback, the teeth are different
that
from
could
the
be
before
it.
and after?
That could be it, but...
I mean, that's the only thing, but I don't know what's special about her teeth.
Oh, no, it could be, I mean, all the Titans do this, so it's not really specific to Ymir. What if her goal is, like, the capturer? Like, you bite into the neck of somebody important and you snatch away. Or she's just like a... Like, she's just a carry-on bag. She eats something that's important.
The fans gave a name for her.
Yeah, I don't know.
They called her the Jaw Titan.
Well, she does have a jaw, so... okay. Is that just because she has a... Like, that? If that's the thing, then I don't know, because all the Titans eat. All the Titans have been into the neck.
When you were saying that, like, Annie bit into Eren.
Eren's neck.
Him out.
Reiner did the same thing.
Right.
Did horrible at it. And then Ymir opened her mouth to capture Historia, but also used her mouth as, like, the fighting
Bertold did it, except he grabbed people and just threw them into his mouth.
Yes, I don't know if she's a Jaw Titan.
I mean, that might just be the name, like Armor Titan, Female Titan, Jaw Titan.
Yeah, so maybe Marcel was the... So Bertold was the one to kick the wall. Reiner was the one who was strong enough to take on the biggest wall. Annie was the speedster. Maybe Annie was supposed to be the speedster to catch up to the target, and then Ymir was supposed to jump off of Annie to capture.
Marcel.
Marcel was supposed to be on Annie's shoulder and capture, and then stay on Annie's back.
We just need to have a flashback of what Marcel could do as a Titan, because we don't know.
Yeah.
This is going to take me a while to find the halfway marker.
14.
It said something about, like, they just they just gave it a name. I'm pretty sure I read through all of it. It was just a name.
Pure Titan.
A pure intellectual, non-intellectual Titan versus a pure Titan, or intellectual Titan and
it was
pure
like
Titan.
an intellectual Titan becomes a pure Titan when it's unintelligible.
It looks like Voldo from Soul Calibur now. I hate that.
You know, it doesn't make sense. Erwin looks like he's probably like 30s.
I think he is.
They keep talking about 100 years peace, like that's what was talked about when he was a kid, but it's still 100 years peace later, like 20 years later. Do we just keep saying 100 years peace? Maybe they really have only been here for like 10 months. We just don't know it. You know what I mean? Like, they just keep calling it 100 years of peace in every like flashback we see. I want some Homeland stuff, man. When are we going to see like Reiner and them?
Yeah, so the Ackerman thing, if Levi does know his last name's Ackerman, why isn't he told...
Look at that dude. You telling me that he cares about that? Like, I think...
Well, like...
He was raised in the streets.
I do think he would care. Like, maybe if it's a uncommon name, I don't know. Like, I don't know how... That's why I didn't think it was like a big deal initially, because I was like, maybe it's just a common name. I didn't know that Ackerman's supposed to be like something... Like, we have 2 characters, but...
But here's the thing. Levi's super, like, compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Like, everything doesn't... Like, everything in his life doesn't spill over to everything else. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like, maybe his past experiences do, but, like, the only thing, he's just not, like, out in the open. Like, it's not like he's gone and told all these guys, yeah, I lived in the underground, and then when I first came up, I was trying to kill Irvin, and, like, he hasn't given his background and, like, what his life was, where, like, the only thing I think that's interesting is he's always kept Mikasa really close.
Do you think he told Mikasa back in, like, episode 1 when he's like, hey, also before you go, I have something I need to say, and then you got annoyed because they cut it away real quick?
Oh,
You think he told her?
Maybe.
And like they both just don't care.
I mean, out of the two characters, who do you? All she cares about is Aaron.
Yeah,
and all he cares about
I
is
want to see it,
following Irvin. Like, I mean, they don't care about anything else. Like,
but
that's it.
That would like, we still don't even know where she's from.
Commander.
And somehow he showed up down underneath the ground, in need of Kenny to feed him, a little malnourished kid. It was also very nice to have Pixis back and knowing that he's on board. Mm-hmm. I've been very wishy-washy on, like, is this guy genuinely eccentric? Or does he put this facade on? Maybe he's a part of the conspiracy too. But
oh, that would be such a bad flop if we find that out when they're trying to do the coup.
Yeah, well, that's why I got worried, because, like, it almost felt too perfect that we got the awesome Pixis to just join us, you know? And, like, the only reason I'd say no is because he was the one openly admitting to all the public, like, yeah, we all knew that this thing was happening where we sent out refugees to literally die just so that we can eat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see that as somebody who's a part of the government revealing that kind of scandal. Like, he was very plausible. Alright.
An intelligent titan is conceived when a pure titan lacking intelligence consumes other intelligent titans. By consuming an intelligent titan, it gains consciousness as well as the consumed titan's powers. Okay, well, so I just confirmed it.
But look, they're showing all of them. We got all the ones we know.
That's Annie,
Bertold, Reiner, Aaron, and Lamont.
What's the big rock thing that's behind Aaron? Oh, that's Lamont.
Oh,
that's his back.
And Ymir down below there.
Yeah.
Down below.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't tell what that was.
And those are all the ones we've seen. We haven't seen any others, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Not no abnormals.
Those are the only special titans that we know about.
Dang! So, okay, but even that now, just thinking of that. So these people ate other ones that looked like this? How did that happen?
I don't think it's that they ate ones that looked like that, though. Because, remember, Ymir looked like that. She looked that way before and after. The only thing that's different is the teeth. That's why it's like...
Why do they look the way they look? I don't get it. Like, why does Like, I get Bertold's, like, the 7-foot individual. But why does he get granted this, like, awesome, like, kaiju level, like, titan? Like, why does this one look primitive, like a monkey? Like, Aaron and Annie are the only ones that kind of look like themselves.
And Reiner.
Reiner, like, but, like, why is he granted the ability to have armor plating, you know? Like, what is special about him? Well, is it a physical thing?
Well, no, that's his power, though. That's what it's saying right there. So they get whoever's power prior.
Okay. So maybe there was, like, a 4-foot dude who had the armored ability, and just because Reiner's, like, a 6-foot dude, he's just a giant titan with the armor plating ability.
Oh, dude, this feels kind of gross. It feels like genetic experimenting, like trying to find like the right people and the right powers. You know
it's
what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like, I'm so excited. I want to see all these titans in one spot, all just going to town, just fighting. And Annie. So that's something too. I looked at the map. Annie's in a place called Utopia. They said
to the north.
That's a northern capital.
Yeah.
So like a Stohez of the north.
Yep.
So she's not down.
It's a northern nipple.
Yes, she's not down where Levi is. That's where I thought she might have been.
I was gonna make a joke. What if somebody ate that Santa Claus Titan? What would happen? Super hairy ability.
Well, no, you just become whatever Titan manifest you are, right? You don't become that one. He doesn't have the ability.
Isn't that saying
you have to eat a regular Titan like Santa would have to eat Aaron right now, and he would get Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would become some old ass 70-year-old man just becomes the coordinate, and has no idea that they just become the most important person on the face of the map. That's so funny. Man, if only he just digested Aaron just a little bit. Guys, if you made it out this far, make sure you leave your support by dropping a like. As we said before, hit the subscribe button by punching that button. Hit the notification bell so you're the first ones to see these when they drop. It's generally 2 every week, so just stay tuned for that. And don't be upset if you see other videos because we do post other shows, alright?
Check those out.
We appreciate your love for this series, and we're going to keep on doing it until this show's over. We'll see you guys. Punch it.
Bah!